Hello everyone, welcome back to this Penpot course. Today it's the second lesson of the course and we're going to take a closer look at the very basic commands. We've already gone through an overview of the workspace, so now let's see how to start using the very first tools we can start approaching Penpot with. Okay, so first we'll begin by using the frame tool. We are selecting it and using the mouse, we are clicking anywhere in the workspace to create a rectangle. Don't worry about the dimensions for now. We can also rename it, for example, interface 1. Alright. This is a very fundamental step when designing Penpot because right now we have set the boundary in the area within which our interface elements will be visible. This means that anything outside this boundary will not be visible during the prototyping and export phases. At this point, we can adjust the dimension of our interface by manually moving these windows like this, or by just entering values in the right sidebar. There is a W for the width and a H for the height. So let's set, for example, 1000 pixels for the width and 600 for height. You can also choose to use some presets that Penpot is giving you when you, for example, want to create a specific interface for a website or a mobile application. And there are specific layouts you should follow, which are right here in this section. You can also change the orientation. For example, you can choose to make it vertical or horizontal like this. As you can see, by clicking a casual point in our working area, we are deselecting the element we are designing. So, for example, if you accidentally are clicking somewhere in the workspace, just go over with your mouse like this, and this sidebar is appearing again. Okay, so let's move back to our frame. At this point, we can adjust our vertices. At this point, we can change the corner radius of this frame by using this tool. So, for example, I'm typing 50 and all the angles are curved, but you can also choose to change independently each corner radius by clicking in here. And I am trying to enter specific values, like for example, 20, 70, and 130. This is surely a rare situation to work with, but as you can see, Penpot is giving you full freedom to work with your elements. So let's go back to our previous frame. I am using Command or Control Z. And remember to go back to your last action. Just use Command or Control Shift Z. And I'm back to my previous situation. Okay, at this point, now we know how to use our main frame. So let's try this other tool we have in this bar. Let's try first our rectangle tool. By clicking my workspace, I am creating a perfect square. But if I want to create a random rectangle, I can use the same tool, and I am hovering my mouse in this artboard, and I'm just leaving it like this. The same thing happens with the circle. By just clicking on the artboard, I'm creating a perfect circle. And if I want to create an ellipse, I'm doing the same thing I did before. Now let's work with colors. I want to, for example, create a red square. So I'm changing its color field. I can change its saturation, even its opacity. I'm giving my circle instead a green color field. When two colors, like in this situation, are a little transparent, we can put them one above the other, and we can create some specific effects like overlapping shapes, as you can see here. Now let's work with strokes. For example, with this rectangle, I want to remove its fill by clicking the minus, and by pressing plus next to the stroke, I am giving a border. I can change its value. I want it to be thicker. I'm pressing, for example, 5, so it's more elegant. And also I can change its own color. I'm choosing, for example, a light blue. We can do the same thing for this ellipse next to it. Okay, so now we can also try the drawing tools, which are the pencil and the pen tool. Let's first try the pencil tool. By just clicking over your artboard, you are creating some random lines. Since it's more freehand, it's useful for projects that require an artistic or hand-drawn effect. So it's not really a precise tool. If you need more precision, you can surely use the pen tool. So let's go back with Command Z. You can create some paths using the anchor points. So these white nodes you can see along this line. I can choose to close this line. And once you created a line like this, new options are appearing in the upper bar. So by using the direct selection tool, we can change the position of these anchor points manually. You can also select multiple anchor points by holding Shift. And now more than one point is moving along the artboard. You can add new points by clicking along the segment. If you want to just remove them, you can select them like this and click minus, or by just pressing backspace. If you are selecting two anchor points like this, you can, for example, press this button by just eliminating them, simplifying your line. If you are pressing this new button, you are creating a new vertex in the middle of the segment. And now you are just opening the line, eliminating the segment that is created by these two anchor points specifically. You can also use the curvature tool, which is appearing above, by just selecting all the anchor points manually. And now you can modify your curve using these little handles here, which can influence the direction and the orientation of the entire curve. Since all the vertices are selected, when you are moving on, all the line is moving along in the artboard. By doing this, you ensure specific vertices are moving. Okay, I think for this lesson we covered the main basic tools to help you get comfortable with Penpot. In the next lesson, we'll focus on typography and gradients, explore colors in more detail, and start working with grids. Thanks for your attention, and I see you in the next video.